Hi guys, ako nga pala si Mayor. Ako ay guest ni Ma'am dyan para ituro sa inyo ang grade 9 mathematics. It's all about quadratic equations. Okay, let's start. So meron tayong 4 ways on solving quadratic equation. First one is extracting the square root. Yung pangalawa ay factoring. Pangatlo ay completing the square. And last ay quadratic formula. So, dako tayo dun sa una, extracting the square root. So, diba sabi natin, ang quadratic equation ay ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, magagamit natin ng extracting the square root if dalawa lang yung terms natin. So, bakit ba terms na tinatawag? So, balikan muna natin ang ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is your quadratic term. Ito yung linear term. At itong walang x, yung constant. So, quadratic term kasi meron siyang squared. Yung walang squared, that is your linear term. Yung constant, yung walang x. Okay? So, bawal yung dito sa quadratic equations, yung a natin, bawal maging 0. Kasi pag naging 0 yung a, mawawala na yung quadratic term. So, hindi na siya matatawag na quadratic equations. So, when it comes to extracting the square root, sa extracting the square root, ang kailangan natin, dapat meron siyang quadratic term and also constant. So, kahit wala na yung linear term natin. Okay, so paano ba gumagana yung extracting the square root? So, ganun. Literal, kukunin natin yung square root. So, for example, sa example natin, we have x squared minus 169 equals to 0. So, sa pagsosolve, what is the value of x that will satisfy the equation? So, sa extracting the square root, so given natin yung quadratic term at saka constant, wala ng linear term. So, gagawin natin is, transpose natin yung 169 or we add the additive inverse. So, magpa-plus 169. So, this will become positive 169 on the other side. So, literal na kukunin natin square root. Square root is square root. So, cancel. So, x equals, what is the square root of 169? So, pag kukunin natin yung square root ng 169, that will be positive, negative 13. So, dalawa yung sagot. So, bakit ba dalawang sagot? So, sabi natin, isa siyang quadratic equation. Nakadepende sa highest exponent kung ilan yung magiging sagot. Ang highest exponent ng quadratic equation ay 2. So, dahil the highest exponent ay 2, dalawa yung sagot. So, isang positive 13 at isang negative 13. So, that's how extracting the square root works. So, let's have another example. So, let's have 4x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. So, mapapansin natin, there's a coefficient na sa unahan, yung x squared natin. Unlike dun sa first example, wala siyang coefficient. So, mangyari natin ganun pa rin. So, ililipat natin sa kabila yung constant. So, 4x squared is equal to 25. So, before we apply square root or putting square root sign, so dapat yung coefficient ng x squared must be 1. So, we will divide it by 4. So, we have x squared equals 25 over 4. So, did square root natin both sides. So, x is equal to what? So, dalawa ulit yung sagot. Isang positive and isang negative. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root ng 4 is 2. Okay, so yun tinatawag nating extracting the square root. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali. Okay, next. So, we have factoring. So, familiar naman ang lahat sa factoring, no? So, applicable ang extracting the square root kapag meron tayong quadratic term and constant. So, wala siyang linear term. Okay? So, let's proceed to factoring. Okay, paano ba yung factoring? So, factoring is, naituro na siya nung grade 8. So, dahil grade 9 na kayo, dapat at least meron kayong prior knowledge sa factoring. So, paghanap ng factors, for example, we have x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. So, hanapin natin yung factor. So, mapapansin nyo, kaparasa siya ng form ng quadratic equation na ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, meron ka ng quadratic term, linear term, and constant. So, ano ba yung factors na tinatawag? So, you will think of binomial, dalawang binomial na kapag pinag-multiply mo will become x squared plus 4x plus 3. So, paano ba yan? So, you will first you will first identify what are the factors of x squared. So, that is x times x. Ano ba factors ng 3? So, factors ng 3 ay 1 and 3 only. So, 1 and 3. So, wala na ibang number kapag pinag-multiply ay 3. So, gagawin natin. So, dahil naman lahat ay positive, so we will put plus sign sa gitna nila. So, check natin kung tama ba yung factor. So, x times x. Para ma-check, FOIL method. No, x squared, 3x, x plus 3. So, that is x tong dalawang to, plus 3x. So, x plus 3x, we have 4x. So, check, tama yung factoring natin. So, next, ang gagawin natin, yung dalawang factors na yon, we will equate it to 0. So, x plus 1. The first factor, equate natin sa 0 for us to find the x. The other factor, x plus 3 equal to 0. Ang tanong, bakit in-equal sa 0? So, ang tawag doon is the zero product property. Bakit zero product property? So, ibig sabihin, kapag yung isang factor ay 0, so therefore, kapag pinag-multiply mo, it is always 0. So, pares factors is 0. So, 0 times 0 nga naman is 0. So, para makuha natin yung value ng x dito, so lipat natin sa kabila si 1. So, x equals negative 1. Dito naman sa kabila, pag nilipat natin si positive 3, this will become negative 3. So, dalawa pa rin yung sagot natin. Dalawa yung sagot kasi squared. Okay? X minus 1. X equals negative 1. Okay, so let's have another example. We have 2x squared plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, so paano ba yan? So, gagawin natin. So, dito yung pumapasok na trial and error, no? Bakit kaya trial and error? So, titingnan natin. Okay, so we have 2x squared. So, itong tinitingnan natin. Hanapin natin ang factors, si 2x squared, saka yung negative 3. So, ano ba factors ng 2x squared? We have 2x and x. So, factors ng 3 is negative. So, 3 lang naman ay 3 times 1. So, dahil negative, you will think of dapat magkaiba ang sign sila, no? Okay, so saan mo ilalagay yung 3? Saan mo ilalagay yung 1? So, let's try dito yung 3. Dito yung 1. Dahil magkaiba sila ng sign, let's try this one. So, this is x. Pag pinag-multiply itong dalawang to ay negative 5x. By adding these two, dapat lalabas ay positive x. So, mali. So, lalabas kasi dyan is negative 4. So, ibig sabihin, mali. Even if palitan natin ng sign, this is plus, this is minus. So, ganun pa rin. That will become positive 4. So, try natin dito si 3. Dito yung 1. So, try natin this is positive, this is negative. So, 3 times x is 3x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2x. Okay, so pag pinagad natin to, yes, check. Positive x. So, buburahin na natin. Yung checking natin. So, tama yung factors natin. So, gagawin natin, we will equate those two factors to 0. 2x plus 3 equal to 0. Tapos, yung isang factor is x minus 1 is equal to 0. So, nilipat sa kabila yung 3. So, dito natin lagay. 2x equal to negative 3. The other one naman nilipat sa kabila yung 1. So, this will become x equals 1. So, dividing both sides by 2. X equals to negative 3 over 2. So, dalawa yung sagot natin. X equal to negative 3 over 2 and x equal to 1.
Okay? So, that's one example ng factoring. So, let's try another one. Last example.
2x squared
Minus 3x minus 20 equal to 0. Okay, so paano ba yan? So, taas-taas natin. 2x squared minus 3x minus 20 equal to 0. So, ganun pa rin. Hanapan mo siya ng dalawang factors. So, we have 2x and x. So, yung 20, madami siyang factor. So, we have 10 times 2, 5 times 4, 20 times 1. Wala na iba. So, gagawin natin, try natin. Ano ba ilalagay natin dito sa mga to? Okay, so, ang factors niya, para maging negative 3. So, halos magkalapit lang yung factors nila. So, malabo naman kasing 20. Pag nilagay yung 20 dito sa isang factors natin, mapapamultiply sa 2, lalong lalaki. And also with 10. So, try natin yung 5 and 4. So, where will we put 5 and 4? So, try natin yung 4 dito. Dito yung 5. So, dahil minus to, so, kaya naging minus to, it's because magkaiba yung sign ng factors ng 20. So, let's say, dito si negative, dito yung positive. So, tama. So, we have 5x, this is negative 8x. 5x, negative 8x. So, check. Negative 3 yung sagot. Okay, so let's separate those two factors. Equate natin sa 0. So, 2x plus 5 equal to 0. X minus 4 equal to 0. So, nilipat si positive 5 on the other side. So, 2x equals to negative 5. Divide sa 2. X is equal to negative 5 over 2. On the other factor naman, nilipat si negative 4. So, this will become x equal to 4. So, dalawa pa rin yung sagot natin. Okay? So, that's how factoring works. Okay? So, next, ito medyo mahaba-haba. Completing the square. So, paano ba yung tinatawag natin completing the square? So, gagawin, kumpletuhin natin yung square. Ano ba yung square natin tinatawag? Is it the shape? No. Okay, so, paano ba naman gumagana yung completing the square? Okay, with completing the square, so, ganito siya. So, let's have x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, paano ba yung tinatawag natin completing the square? So, ang gagawin natin, yung may mga variables, iwan natin siya sa left side. Yung walang variable, ililipat natin sa right side. So, isa-segregate natin. So, dito si 8, segregate, basura. So, ang gagawin natin, maglalagay tayo ng blank dito. So, ano ba yung blank natin tinatawag? So, ang gagawin natin, kukumpletuhin natin yung square. Ano ba yung square na tinatawag? So, that is a perfect square trinomial. So, siguro familiar na kayo sa tinatawag nating perfect square trinomial. So, dapat trinomial, anong i-add natin dito for it to become a perfect square trinomial? So, kung nag-add ka dito ng isang number, you will also add another, yung number na yun dito. Kasi equation, equal sila. So, paano gumagana yun? Paano nakukuha natin yung i-add? So, ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin yung coefficient ng linear term. Ang linear term natin is x. Diba? Yung may x. So, ang coefficient niya is 2. So, you will get 2. You will divide it by 2. Okay? So, ito yung 2. Dinivide natin sa 2. So, this is 1. Tapos, i-squared natin. Okay? So, yun yung ilalagay natin dito. So, yung 2, dinivide sa 2. That's 1. I-squared natin 1. So, you will add 1 here. Kung nag-add 1 ka dito, you will also add 1 here. Okay? So, paano yun? So, x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 8 plus 1. Okay. So, ganun yung pagkuha ng i-add natin for it to become a perfect square trinomial. Kunin mo si linear term. Get the coefficient. Always divided by 2, then squared. So, that's 1. Okay? So, next, ang gagawin natin, so, solve lang natin muna. So, magiging x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals to 9. So, ano gagawin natin dito? So, gagawin natin dito, we will factor this one. So, paano siya na-factor? So, dahil perfect square trinomial siya, pwede siyang ma-factor na single quantity na may squared. So, paano yan? So, kunin mo lang yung square root nitong x squared. That's x. Square root ng 1, 1. Anong sign nito? That is positive. So, siya yung factor no x squared plus 2x plus 1. So, x plus 1 squared equals sa 9. Okay, so paano natin mahanap yung x? So, gagawin natin, i-square root natin both sides. So, gagawin natin, square root. Square root. So, na-cancel si squared at saka si square root. So, you are left with x plus 1 equals, so what is the square root of 9? Dalawa yung sagot kapag square root ng 9. So, we have positive and negative 3. So, dahil positive negative 3, hindi pa natin nahanap yung value ng x. So, what will we do with positive 1? So, gagawin natin, ililipat natin siya sa other side of the equation. So, magiging negative 1. Yung positive 1 naging negative 1. And plus minus 3. Okay? So, dalawa yung sagot. It's negative 1 plus 3. The other one is negative 1 minus 3. So, dalawa yung sagot. Negative 1 plus 3. And the other one is negative 1 minus 3. So, negative 1 plus 3 equals to, the other one is negative 4. So, yung tinatawag nating completing the square. Okay? So, let's have another example. Sorry, medyo maliwanag, nag-glare. Okay, so let's try another example. 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equal to 0. So, mapapansin nyo, may coefficient yung quadratic term natin, may 2. So, before we proceed with completing the square, dapat walang coefficient yung quadratic term natin or walang katabing number yung x squared. So, paano tatanggalin yung katabi ng x squared? So, gagawin natin, divide natin siya doon. So, dahil to yun, divide natin lahat ng terms by 2. So, this will become x squared plus 4x minus 5 equal to 0. So, next, so proceed natin siya completing the square. So, first step, sort natin yung may mga x, retain natin sa left side. Yung walang x, lipat natin sa right side. So, gagawin natin, we will add a blank. So, para saan yung blank? For to become a perfect square trinomial. So, anong gagawin natin? For to become a perfect square trinomial, anong i-add natin? So, kunin natin si coefficient ng linear term. Divide natin sa 2. So, that's 4. Divide natin sa 2. The answer is 2. Tapos, squared natin. So, pagka-squared, yun yung ilalagay natin. 2 squared, 4. So, kung anong in-add mo doon na 4, we will also add 4 here. So, this will become x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals sa 9. So, gagawin natin, factor natin siya. So, factor nito ay square root nito x, square root nito ay 2, sign nito is plus. So, meron tayong x plus 2 squared equals sa 9. So, gawin natin, square root natin both sides. So, we have now x plus 2 equals sa square root of 9 is positive, negative 3. So, magiging, lilipat natin on the other side yung positive 2 para mahanap natin value ng x. We have negative 2 plus minus 3. So, meron tayong dalawang sagot. So, one is negative 2 plus 3 and the other one is x negative 2 minus 3. So, plus and minus. So, negative 2 plus 3, 1. The other one, x equals negative 5. So, dalawang sagot natin, 1 and negative 5. Okay? So, erase natin.